Hi there, Natalie here with a fun idea on how to create elegant and colorful title pages for your memory keeping layouts. So come join me. Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Inspired by a Card with Natalie. Today we're going to work with a fun idea on creating like elegant and very colorful title pages using the Journey Abroad ensemble. Parts of it, I don't have all of it. So the inspiration for today's card is actually coming from the latest block up, and this card is from one of our guest designers. Her name is Elise. I don't want to say the last name because I'm gonna mess it up. So I really love what she did. So I'm gonna actually first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a title page for my 6x8 album. So I need to cut my paper. So the size of my paper is 7 by 8.5 inches. So think of a really big card. So what I want to do is, if you see Elise's card, she actually kind of used the stencil to create her background. I want to take it a little step further and create texture. But I'm going to use this time the hot foil plate from the Journey Abroad to actually emboss my cardstock. So you're going to see that I'm going to place it on the top right corner of my cardstock. And I had to be very careful on creating my sandwich because the hot foil plate is a little bit thicker than a regular embossing folder or your stencil or your die cut. So I had to play with the shims until like I had the perfect placement. It took me like 2 pieces of cardstock, like maybe one that I broke in 2 little pieces to make sure that I got the right shim. So it depends on what of your machine looks like. So I have a platinum machine, so I had to use my embossing, mat, and then just one of the covers, and it worked fine. So once I created my first embossing, I did the entire at the top right corner, the entire hot foil plate. I'm gonna leave a space in between that and the next embossing pattern. Remember, I have an 8.5 height that I have to emboss, and I'm using the little white space as kind of the same reference that Elise has of having the little flap on her card. So once I have the two embossed areas in my page, I'm gonna add color. I'm gonna use the Journey Abroad stencil to add the color. Following the pamphlet, if you look at the card that comes inside of or the presentation card that comes with your stencil, if you open it up, then it shows you the steps on coloring. I am actually going to go ahead and use it as a reference for my coloring, and I'm using the Atomic Inks Fresh Dye Inks. I'm using the new release. I'm gonna use only from the Red Sunset. I am using blush and rouge to use the stencil 1 and 2 to create like the first base of my stenciled area, and I'm being careful not to color the stars in the center of the design. I want to keep them really light. I want to add color, but I don't want to overwhelm the page, and I'm based my colors on the card that Elise created. Now then once I used the first two stencils with the kind of like peachy tones, I went and switched into the Sweet Dreams release, and I'm going to use them to create the rest of the stencil. Once again, I'm going to be very soft. I'm going to use Aqualicious. I'm going to use Galactic Stream, which is the darkest color, to create the largest stars. And then one of the things that I did is what you have to keep in mind as the stencil for, it actually going to help you finish your coloring, but you have to be careful because you have to clean it up and then flip it to follow and complete the design. So just like very simple, like I said, I follow the steps in my page. Now you're gonna see right now that you're looking at the card and you're looking at what I've created. Instead of having that space that Elise has on the left hand side of her panel, I left it in the middle. Now that's the placement for my title. I do love the fact that she added that little tag and texture, so I'm gonna bring my idea onto this. So I was thinking I need to bring a flower. I need to bring something that is going to pop of this. So I am using the Delightful Day stamp set and black obsidian ink to create just one flower, two of the leaves, and two of the little filler kind of flowers using, like I said, black obsidian ink, and my stamp wheel is the best way to do it. And then I'm going to die cut it. I am using this is the Ornate nesting dies, and I went ahead and cut two tags with the smaller one of the designs. The one I cut out of white cardstock, the smallest one, and then I used some leftover pieces that I had from a project that I created with the hot foil plate, and I added a little bit of gold just to bring a little bit of that shine onto the page. I am going to use the same cardstock, the one that I had already created with the hot foil, and I'm using the fine line die set. This is the alpha set to create the word April, because like I said, this is a cover page for my April journal. So I'm gonna start setting my idea in that, like, remember the little strip of that I created is around 1.5 inches, I think, the height of this. So I know the word April is gonna sit on the right of the page. I know that I want the tag kind of in the same position that Elise had on her card. I'm gonna take away the, like, she added like this beautiful string hanging of it. I don't want that. Instead, I want to place the flower on top of it, but I want to put the word hello. So I'm gonna bring, this is the Elegant Sayings stamp set. I want the word hello, and I'm gonna stamp it with black obsidian ink. I'm gonna stack my tags. I'm gonna put the white one on top of the hot foil one, and I use actually brushed gold for the hot foil. I did not want something super shiny, just a little hint of shimmer. And then all I'm gonna do is set my tags right to the left of the word April, and then I'm gonna put my flower kind of on top of it. Think of like the focus, think of it this as a big card. That's the way I'm looking at it. And then I'm just gonna place the images around it. And just to finish, I'm actually gonna add a little bit of enamel dots. She used the ones from the Journey Abroad. I want something a little more subtle, so I went ahead and put some of the red sunset enamel dots just to accent a little bit of the color. And I punch holes, and there we go. We have the title page for my April journal, and I love how this turned out. I love the inspiration that I got from her card, and I took a little bit of liberty in changing it to create my dashboard, and I hope you like it. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Remember that you can see more details on the blog, and as always, make sure, you let us know how we're doing, and subscribe to the channel for more beautiful content. Take care, guys.
Hello there! Did that video just spark your creativity? And do you want more project ideas and inspiration videos too? Well, if you do, please make sure that you subscribe to the Alternate YouTube channel. Also, make sure that you do click that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye bye!